Hey there, it's me. Today we're going to be talking about the process for my book and self-publishing my book. It has been 10 months since I published my book, Let's Get Financially Fit, and I've been MIA. So we're going to talk about the process. We're going to give a recap of the last 10 months and how I was able to publish my book, how I was able to sell my book. And I did not sell my book on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, or any other bookseller website that you know. This is just strictly on my own personal business website. This is my book, Let's Get Financially Fit. It is a money guide for you. So I do have a video of my first impressions of my book, and I will link that above. That's just a video just giving my first impressions, me unboxing the book, and just how I was able to, any thoughts or ideas that I had for my first impressions of me writing my book. So I purchased 200 copies of my book in August of 2023, and since then I have sold 176 copies. So I strictly wanted to sell first through my website. I really wanted to get it distributed through Amazon, eBay, Barnes& and Noble, all the distribution websites. But for me personally, I did not have the financial means to do so. And I just wanted to, and it just didn't really pan out how I wanted to, I guess. And I was not rushing to get it on Amazon. I was researching and doing all this. Most people self-publish their book straight to Amazon. Like, they will send their final copy to the KVP or whatever the Amazon self-publishing website is. I will link that also below. But most people just upload their book there and have Amazon handle the rest. I wanted to go through an actual publisher, and I went through Bookbaby. A little bit about Bookbaby in this video, and the process I had was really well. It was thought out. I did a lot of research on Bookbaby, looking at other people's videos, looking at, you know, their options and whatnot, just playing around on their website and inputting, okay, if I have this many pages, if I want my book to look like this. I did a lot of that for maybe like a month or two. I just really wanted to sell my book through my website first. And a lot of people are glad that I did that, because when you do that, you get most of your money. With Amazon and like other avenues, you'll get royalties. I think that's what they call it, for your book. So I did mine strictly through Bookbaby, and I plan to upload my book and do all that through Amazon this year. So why did I choose to sell my book on my website first? Because I just wanted to do it. It was just easier. I was having a launch. I wanted to have physical book copies on hand. I was launching my business, Fluent Financial Services, as well as my book at the same time. So it just made sense for me to put it all together. So that's why I put it on my website. My publisher, Bookbaby, also has the option to do distribution, which is doing the distribution through Amazon. I believe the fee is like a $400 fee. That's the only fee that you pay. And then they have the royalty set up through them, through Amazon, for them to be able to ship and sell your book through Bookbaby, but it's on Amazon. So that is something that I'm going to also do this year, and the details for that. I think most people, like I said, they just go straight directly to, I think it's KDP Publisher or KDP Publisher. So most people go directly through that. I did the untraditional route, and I believe when I do the distribution through Bookbaby, they'll put it on the Bookbaby website, Barnes and Noble, Amazon. I believe Walmart is one of those. I have to double check. Next, so places I have sold my book. So like I said, I have sold 176 copies of my book. My book is $23. So places I've sold my book strictly through my website. Family functions, so after my book launch slash business launch, um, I have family reunions, word of mouth, people just saying, oh, hey, know that you have a book. Can I purchase a book? I've been to one conference, and this conference was a childcare conference, which is my target audience for my business for bookkeeping and taxing. And then I am also a part of a book fair, and this is an opportunity that I was able to be a part of. It just started in January, if I remember correctly. So that is where also I was able to sell most of my books. My top sellers are my book launch and then the book fair. I believe when I went to the conference, I might have sold 10 or 12 books at the time. I don't have the exact numbers, but I will put that somewhere on here. Book launch and the book fair. Next, so I was able to sign up for a book fair. This is a book fair through a company called The Amazing Corner. So The Amazing Corner, they wanted to launch a book fair just like a similar book fair that you see in schools. This is a book fair where they're showcasing self-published authors, and I decided to sign up. What the catalog actually looks like, they have all the information on here. These catalogs were sent to schools, they were sent to YMCA's, nonprofit organizations, free readings for children during 1 month, free readings for children, and they host basically pop-up book fairs for people to come out and purchase books. Now this catalog has maybe 25 plus books ranging from children to adult. I was able to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful opportunity, and I'm definitely continuing on. This is the first catalog, and then the next catalog is going to be starting in the fall. So make sure you go check them out. I will make sure I will link their website in the bio, and you can take a look at the other books that they have available. And it's just a plethora of opportunities, different books for teen readers. One book is The Amazing Wet-Heads and Friends right here. So it definitely has a lot of variation of authors, and if you would like to be a part of the catalog, you can actually go on the website and see when the next opening is. So next is the Bookbaby process. So I will say the Bookbaby process was fairly simple and easy. I did want to share basically how I was able to set up my book. They do offer quotes that you can do, so I did want to go over that process of how you're able to do a quote and what it looks like during that process. Let's see. Quotes. Get a quote. So this is what the website looks like. Definitely do your research to see if this is something that you want to do. One thing I will say is that they do have templates. So you'll be able to download like the cover design template, book formatting. So my size was the US letter, 8.5 by 11. So you're able to download this and use this as a guide for your book. I will say the cover was the hardest part for me. So we can go over that one later. But let's get a quote. So, like I said, they had the print. Um, okay, so here is they have Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Baker and Taylor, Bookshop, Ingram, all of that. So that's how you're able to get the distribution. And then if you just want to get the regular bookshop, which is Bookbaby Bookshop, that's how you do that. So this is what it looks like for the $400. Yeah. And then, so next you would just get the trim. So say this is my trim. Say I want a quantity 100, getting a page count 100, production time 3 days. Then cover, soft cover for me. I believe I chose a glossy cover finish. And then perfect binding. Paper stock. I did this one, the opaque. And for this one, I definitely asked a lot of questions for like, how did I want my book to look? I said I want my book to be a workbook. I want people to be able to write on it. And I was asking like, okay, what paper would be best? And I go over the paper quality in my first impression video. And then I did color, exterior printing. I don't need help formatting. I did all of my formatting. I did my own cover. Well, I got someone to do my cover. And then I believe I purchased my ISBN through them as well. So that was $49. And then no additional. So just based off of like this quick estimate, 1,700. So yeah, that it's really an easy process. I would say ask for a free catalog. They have free catalogs here. Um, yeah, they have free catalogs here. And then yeah, that's really it. So the book cover was the hardest for me. I sent this entire template to my freelancer, which I used, which was Fiverr. So I used the Fiverr, looked up whatever, just scrolling on Fiverr, seeing which freelancer had the type of cartoons that I wanted, the type of things I wanted to see. For me, I wanted to definitely showcase African American Black children. So I was on Fiverr looking at, okay, who specializes in this type of illustration? Who specializes in these type of graphics? So I went on to Fiverr, researched like, okay, who does this? I want an illustration. I want a children's book illustration. So I went on to Fiverr, looked to see who could do that type of illustration. And I will also show that here. So just some of the options: children's storybook illustration. So just going through, okay, this is what you see is what you get. So if you're looking at the different characters on their page, this is kinds of what you're going to get for your book. So if you don't want your characters to look like that, maybe you can message them and ask them. Always message them before you purchase and say, hey, these are the type of characters that I'm looking for. And then they can easily do that for you. So that's kind of what I did. I just was going through a couple days just saving, okay, oh, I like their illustrations. Oh, I don't like their illustrations. And most of my illustrations just came from thoughts that I had in my head, I will say. Um, and just really thoughts and, okay, how am I going to envision this book? That's kind of how it, I'll go through that process in part two. But for me, I had to write my book first and then visualize what type of illustrations would I like to see for this part of my book. So that's kind of how I did the illustrations. And then for each chapter, I typed out a blurb of what I wanted it to look like. So a girl in the store deciding which shirt she wants to buy. She has two shirts in her hand and she's trying to decide which shirt is cheaper or which shirt she wants to buy. So those are type of the descriptions I sent to the illustrator. I will say for Bookbaby, for the cover, I just submitted my cover and I only Fiverr only did my front cover. They also did my back cover as well. So they did my front and back cover, but I don't think I like the back cover. So I just took what they sent me through Fiverr. Then I uploaded it to Canva, and I'll go through the Canva process in the next video. But I took the illustrations from Fiverr, uploaded it to Canva, and I literally just made my own back cover. And I just made sure, like, okay, going off of what Bookbaby sent me for the bleeding, the trim, and all that, keeping all of that in the legends, and just adding what I thought would fit. Um, and my book cover passed the first time when I submitted it. So I will say when you upload the book to Bookbaby, they make sure your illustrations are in line. They will. I think I maybe got 15 emails from Bookbaby saying like, okay, your text is out of line. You need to change this heading. You need to move this. Because they want to make sure, okay, this is your final print. And I will say Bookbaby did a really good job at that. So for your first book, I personally would use Bookbaby. I had no issues. And every time I show someone my book, they're like, oh my goodness, the quality. So thanks, Bookbaby. And then the price of my book. So the price of my book is $23. When you're thinking about pricing, Bookbaby will tell you the price, what the cost is to make your book. I'm not going to share what that price is for me, but Bookbaby would tell you, okay, the price of your book is $15. So you can assess, okay, do I want to profit? And how much should I charge my book? For me, at first I thought my book was too much, personally, but then as I did a lot of research on Amazon and I looked to see, okay, their book has 150 pages, their price is this. And I just did a comparison and contrast, like, okay, my book has this. Does their book have this? And it was a lot of that. So I wouldn't say I personally think my book could be more, but my book is $23. Then for copyright process, Bookbaby, they do give you details on how to copyright your book. That's what I did. I went to like copyright.gov, I believe, made an account, uploaded my manuscript, and they had a couple of questions that you had to answer. And I will say, to do that process, you should do it maybe a month, maybe 45 days in advance before you need it, or before that you actually are selling it. I would do that 45 days in advance. It does take a little bit of time. I think I was actually scrambling for mine. Like, my book was not going to be public on Amazon, but it was going to be public on my website and public for my book launch. So I really wanted it done before then, but I think it was finished maybe a couple days before my launch. So I did get a certificate in the mail for my copywriting, for copywriting my book. So I would say the process was fairly easy. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I want to say it was like under $100. And then, so for what's next, I would say definitely doing a distribution through Amazon. Hopefully, I also want my books to be through like 2-day shipping, like for Amazon Prime shipping. So I will need to do some research into that, but I feel like you have to ship like your book to like a distribution site for Amazon in order for that to be the case. Then I have a pop-up shop coming up in June. But yeah, that's really much it for, I would say, this year for my book. I will do a part 2 in my next video, just to talk a little bit more detail in the process and how to write a book for youth, especially a workbook for youth. So thank you so much for tuning in this video. I hope you liked it. So make sure you like, comment, and share. And let me know if you have any questions, and make sure you comment down below. Thank you.